I approached. Dude, what the hell is this? This is the creepiest spot. We should not be here. I approached what seemed to be a sacred burial ground of the locals. I felt an uneasy shiver run down my spine. No kidding. I had heard stories of the consequences of disturbing sacred ground. Alright, we are here today checking out one of my most anticipated bangers coming up, hopefully sooner than later, in The Curious Expedition 2. Obviously, the 2 dictates this is a sequel to The Curious Expedition, a game that a lot of you guys have been on the channel longer period of time, are fully familiar with. We have played that many different times in the past. Awesome game, and this right here is basically the same as the first one, with a lot more added content, and also a lot more appealing on the eye as well. But here today we have a public demo that's available for a couple of days. I have a link for you down below, but chances are by the time you see this video, it'll no longer be available. But just in case it is, look down below, I have a link for you. For now, let's get into the world of The Curious Expedition 2. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is choose a leader. Now, mind you, as you can see down here, early development version, a lot of unfinished content. I'm not really sure how long this runs for, but we'll check it out here. We only have 2 leaders to start off with. And we have the anthropologist, and we have a treasure hunter as well. Bold raider of tombs, not a tomb raider, but a raider of tombs. And we have the anthropologist, native culture specialist. You know what? Let's go with the native culture specialist this time. Why not? I'm normally like more of a treasure guy, but I'm gonna be more cultural this time. After long days of traveling, I had finally arrived in Paris and the under construction grounds of the Exposition Universelle. Yo, look at this artwork already. Here I was to find fame and fortune among the great explorers club to this noble city. I entered the fame La Rolelle in I butchered that almost purposely at this point, really. I had no chance even from the start. I gave word that I was looking for hardy men and women to join my expedition. Soon I had gathered a small set of brave adventurers to choose between. We have Frederick Clifton the Sailor. Capacity 2, which means how much he could carry himself. Naval Flair level 3 begins each expedition with an advanced naval flair for scouting terrain. Not bad. Mr. Celiu the Donkey. Pack Animal 3, the strong beast of burden that can carry additional items. And we also have Corporal Chauncey Borton, a marksman. He's also racist. Shows aggressive behaviors towards members of another race or cultural heritage. You know what? Let's see what taking the racist along with the cultural anthropologist would do for us here. It'll probably make it really tough, but hey. I was to set sail the next morning and decided to enjoy a final night out. I'd already been in the tavern for some time and consumed my fair share of French liquor when a stranger approached me. Who is the stranger? Oh, it's you. He was clearly drunk and loudly challenged me to prove I could handle my drink. The woman introduced himself. What? Her eyes glowing with excitement, she begged me that I couldn't drink a single glass of the bottle of spirits without reacting. Reading the label, I saw that it was almost pure alcohol. Good. I don't mind losing my sight here today. So yeah, this is going to teach us about the dice challenges. Alright, very good. So in order to drink with him, her, I mean, who knows now. I have to get 2 of these to roll. We have 5 die. We do have 2 of them, but we'd have to... Let's just go for it. Got it! Got it! Alright. I'm not sure what happens if they fail this. I'd probably go blind. Yeah. I drank the first glass with no hesitation. My throat burned as if on fire. But I managed to smile past it and not make a sound. The man was astounded but roared with laughter. So I'm liking that there's also going to be random events too in the hub world. So before it was just only in the actual map. You did stuff and, you know, some random things would happen based on your actions. Alright, and here we go. New objective, enter the Golden Pyramid. It's always been the objectives when you're playing Curious Expedition. You can look around, get all sorts of shrines, get all sorts of gold to boast yourself up with goods for the future, but your ultimate goal to get off the land is always to get to the Golden Shrine here. So, let's see. This is looking very dashing too. We have dropped the very lowly pixel-looking art. We have more of an art-drawn style. Perfectly fine by me. Well, let's hit the road here. That's going to cost us 9 sanity points. If I remember correctly in the past, like, it was, like, preferred, like, if you were going to move really far and not do small steps like I'm doing here. Let's test this out. So right now, this would be a 6er, and to get up here would be 10. So from here to there, it would be 4 more. Let's see if that's actually the case. I'm going right here underneath that structure right there. So travel there. And we said underneath the structure 9. Yeah. So you definitely want to travel further and not in small steps. Essentially, you could take small steps. That's kind of like the easy way to go about so you don't run into danger straight up. But it also penalizes you for it. Oh. As we approached some strange-looking holes in the ground, we were astounded when gigantic carnivorous plants suddenly sprang from within. Please don't eat my dog. We managed to stay out of their clutches, but we would do well to stay observant and avoid these plants in the future. Thank you for taking mercy on me so early. Let's enter the village here. That you're seeing over there, this deer icon, I believe that would be a fight. We could essentially kill it for meat. We could use that meat for trading. However, sometimes the natives take offense if you start killing their wildlife, so things to kind of consider here. As we entered the village, an emissary informed me that the chief was awaiting my visit. I would surely anger him if I did not come. The natives observed us with intrigue and offered us what they could. Susanna Crosieux seemed to know the language and began converse freely. Okay, nice. The chief welcomed me to his tent, offering me a steaming cup of tea. To my delight, it was surprisingly delicious. After a time, the chief made it clear that the custom among his people was to offer a gift when visiting. He looked at me expectantly. So you brought me in here just to shake me down? You absolute scumbag. Okay, well, what can I give you? I guess we got whiskey. Oh, we got some colorful marbles. These will be, depending on the type of item you give them, they'll cherish certain things more. Like sometimes marbles, which mean really nothing to us, for them it would be like, oh my god, look at these shiny little round things. So maybe. Oh, you see that? 1 marble is enough. I could probably give him more and he might give me a reward if I do that, but let's keep a couple for any sort of future people that we run into. So let's deal it out. I reluctantly handed over a token of respect and goodwill. I was now free to make one request. Another character would be nice, so let me do a recruit here. I requested a favor to gather anyone. We already have like 4 characters, so I could go over 4 here. That's cool. I think before it was only 4 in Curious Expedition 1. Let me get the scouting one. I would like to be stealthy, but you know what? Knowing what's farther ahead would be a lot easier for us. So we have now had Wunato join the tribe. I hope my racist doesn't necessarily want to fight him. Okay, now it becomes the matter of where the hell is this golden shrine? We kind of want to shimmy there along the way, stop whenever we could grab, but we don't want to deviate too much because we only have so much coca and whiskey. So let's go downwards to here, 11. Let's go as far as we can down to 11, and hopefully not trigger anything too terrible. We apparently got raw meat. This might be because one of our characters might have an ability that gets food for us over time. Might be the dog for all I know. So we could go ahead and we'll be removed after expedition. Cannot be eaten unless cooked. We can cook it, or we could go ahead and trade it off as well. Alright, so we have a location here and another one over here as well that we can't really see. It would be 14. Let's go for the 14 one right now. Again, just making big long strides. We don't use too much of our sanity. We have indeed found a tome. One of our boys is claustrophobic, right? I think. Was it the racist, or I forgot who was claustrophobic? Somebody was. The entrance to a tome had been almost completely enveloped by the sand. I steeled myself to enter the crypt. Go for it. We entered the dark tome. Mankind had not set foot here for hundreds of years. In the center of the room lay a stone sarcophagus. Now mind you, sometimes the natives, even the people in our current squad, like the one that joined us from the village, could take offense to us, messing around in their shrines. The smell of rot and decay filled the air as we pushed the heavy lid off the sarcophagus. I reeled back as an animated mummy was revealed to begin lurching towards me. Okay, we have a fight here. The battle was long and arduous, but I emerged victorious. To streamline the depth of the comet is not shown. Ah, that's a shame. Well, we won, even though we didn't really have to fight. We even got a mummy as a reward. I'll take it. Oh, we can't carry anymore, though. Oh, that's a shame. You know what? This raw meat, drop that, and take that instead. Close. Okay. So there's no combat here in this demo. That's a shame. The combat is a really big part of the game, too. Especially because you might want to avoid most of it unless you really have a super party going on here. What are the chances that the shrine is here? Pretty high. What about over here? Pretty high, too. Let's go here first. We have plenty of whiskey and coca to drop if we want to. We're going to be big-ass drug addicts and alcoholics by the time we're done here, but hey. We have a stone circle. Let's go ahead and enter this one. Let's see what this will clear out for us. We came across the formation of ancient stone markers. Primitive inscriptions printed upon each rock seem to indicate a sort of map. Oh, it'll reveal camp points for us. Sweet, yeah, go for it. I closed my eyes as I touched the cold stone, and a vision coalesced in my mind. That's a camping spot? Like, why would I go all that far out for a camp? Well, I mean, if there's like the golden shrines over here, maybe, but... Alright. So, now it becomes the question of whether we want to check this out over here, or not. Now, the problem is, if we travel this way, and we find nothing, and it turns out here's the golden shrine, coming all the way back, game over. This game is really relied on RNG, at least the first one was. So we'll see. We're gonna probably want to... We found... Oh, an old camp. Hopefully we could rest here. If not, we'll probably have to start drinking some whiskey. Before we lay the wreckage of another Trex campsite, the bones of some... Or before me lay the wreckage of another Trex campsite, the bones of some poor soul were arranged as if to warn me away. We can search the camp if we successfully roll one of these. We only have 2. And we also get a bonus if we roll that one. You know what? Who dares wins. We have 1. With the bonus, too. Better loot. I stopped the trek to begin a thorough search of the camp. My eyes were keen that day. I found items of value that lesser explorers would have surely missed. Got ourselves a shotgun. A sextant, too. Equipable on the body. We should probably equip some of these here, too. Equipable animals. Bag of treats. Max sanity. Yo! Okay, so 46 sanity. There's a native warrior. He's probably going to start making his way towards us right now. Let's sashay ourselves over here. We'll check this out. I'm going to probably start drinking some whiskey here pretty soon. I'd rather go risky over risky, he says. I've had a bit of whiskey myself, apparently, before. Whiskey before coca, just because maybe it's probably less dangerous to gorge on whiskey than cocaine. I mean, it's not cocaine, it's coca leaves, but you know. We need to have some now. Alright, so let's go ahead and start drinking. Sanity up. Nobody turn into an alcoholic. We're good. It's going to be 28. Well, we still need to get through there anyway to get to this area, so let's just go for the big old shebang here at 29. Maybe it's a shrine, maybe it's somewhere we could rest. It is not a shrine, it's dry lands discovered. A burial ground. Well, we already dealt with mummies before, so hey. I approached... Dude, what the hell is this? This is the creepiest spot. We should not be here. I approached what seemed to be a sacred burial ground of the locals. I felt an uneasy shiver run down my spine, no kidding. I had heard stories of the consequences of disturbing sacred ground. Dig with my hands. Oh, we got no shovels with this expedition. That's terrible. You always have shovels with you. Dig with hands. Make offering. You know what? I ain't about to unleash the dark juju out here. Let's just leave. Sometimes it's best to just you stay in your lane, you know? Know your role, stay in your lane. I don't know what this is down here. Don't know what that is. Well, we have a resting area over there for sure. Oh, you know what? Doesn't matter. There's no combat, right? So if there's no combat, I would just automatically win. It was just a deer anyway. We could stop and hunt, but nah, we're fine. So this right here should technically be the resting spot. Can I even make it on top of that mountain, though? I guess we could come over here on the side and maybe get into there from there. Yeah. Explore. Perfect. The waterfall had something to behold. Awe-inspiring sight. I guess we'll refill water. And we'll also rest. So all of our water had been basically worn out from the desert areas we've been kind of traveling through. Our progress today had been good. And we were in good spirits, letting the mood take her. Unado started singing loudly, unable to resist. Yeah, you do what you gotta do. Let's go all the way up to a 33. And one of the things I'd like to do as well, maybe, is assuming we get towards the Golden Shrine. Oh, look at that, we found it! Well, I wanted to show you guys what happens. Maybe they have new events now that it's a sequel. I wanted to go ahead and, like, expand our insanity.
2 hours later.
Alright, so right now, this should get us now into danger territory, where we are now random chance of stuff happening. If we move over here, we have a 60% chance of something happening, so let's see if we could get an event. No, not quite just yet, surprisingly enough. 100% chance that we come down here. Alright, let's see what we get. I awoke in the night to find Wunoto missing. I began to search frantically for clues, and it wasn't long before I found a note that she had left behind. The call is upon me. Do you not hear the words to stop sibilance, the insidious seduction of their promises? Do not judge me, but celebrate my awakening. This was tantamount to suicide. Surely no one could survive alone in these wilds. As I tried to sleep that night, the words echoed in my head. Could I somehow have stopped this rash action?
Yep.
Well, it turns out everybody just decided to leave. No other events. We just got the one where they basically run off on their own because they're insane. But we made it to the pyramid. Success! And that is apparently it for the demo right there. I was hoping to get something a bit crazier with the events, but there you guys have it. So far, this is looking really great. I'd like to see some of the combat in action, though. But it's something I'm definitely looking forward for the actual release. We will definitely be covering that when it does come out, because Curious Edition 1 was awesome, and this one is looking very promising already. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you next time.